Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Esmail here, representing TeamJVS, here to give you guys another movie review. It's winding down to the end of the year. Hope you guys are having a great time with family and enjoying the holidays. But I'm here to talk about Leave the World Behind. This is straight from Sam Esmail. If you know Mr. Robot, you know his work, you know he can hit. This guy, Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, Mahershala Ali, Kevin Bacon, and an all-star cast. So I'm just going to kind of break it down. You got Amanda and Clay. Amanda and Clay are a loving couple that have two kids, and they have a little bit of money to spare, and they are thinking about going to basically rent out a house and just enjoy the beach for a little while and just kind of getting away because Amanda can't stand humanity. I'll go into that a little bit later. And then they come to find out that the people they were kind of renting the house from are actually needing to get the house back. Come into play George and Ruth. George is a very esteemed person. I'm not going to go into his background because it's a non-spoiler review. And then Ruth is his daughter. Long story short, overnight, things start to take a drastic change across the world. There's little to no power. People aren't communicating. People aren't there. People are basically alienating themselves, and you just don't know what's going on. So from the first trailer, I was already hooked to see what this could possibly be. But little did I know it is not what you think. But I love this movie. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can see why some people will probably nitpick and say, oh, this is propaganda, this is that. But at the core of it, fundamentally, is breaking down the blocks of racial discrimination, comfortability, self-indulgence, privilege, the effects of loss, the different workings of why people disassociate themselves from people around them, and also at the same exact time inwardly to people that are closest to them. There's so many different framings of how they handle human engagement in this one that I really truly loved it. Because the thing about it, and I think that it's from a fantastical situation, because the characters going through something like this is kind of like it's a fish out of water situation, like A Quiet Place. In A Quiet Place, you don't know what you will do in a life-altering circumstance like this one. And it's completely two different extremes. Like, I mean, The Quiet Place is got monsters going and doing heinous things and is eradicating humanity, but this is a very more specific case. But the human interaction is still the same. One of the reasons why we love A Quiet Place, one of the reasons why we love The Walking Dead or The Last of Us, is the human disintegration going down to its bare bones and raw communication. I think the thing about this is a character like Amanda, which played by Julie Roberts, which normally Julie Roberts is the most lovable, likable character in any movie she's in. I mean, there's one movie that she was trying to get vengeance on a killer for taking her child, and she had some dark moments. But this one is Amanda's an unlikable soul. And so when you have a person that doesn't like humanity, doesn't like people, is, honestly, like, discriminatory of different people. And you kind of have them kind of be the center focus to the world around them, kind of basically unraveling. It makes it so much more relevant to all the other case study characters. Like Ethan Hawke's character Clay, I mean, he doesn't know any better. He doesn't know what to do in a situation, and he very passive. Then you have Mahershala's character in George, like, he's very high privileged, he's very knowledgeable, he's trying to do the best he can, but as a black man in a situation like this, he also has a responsibility to his child, to his home, and to figure out what to do. And that's a commonplace thing that anybody can do. So every single character is got that. even down to Kevin Bacon's Danny. Like Danny as a character, he's very seasoned, and yet at the same time he's very inward. And I think that the dissection of the different characters is what make this such a good film. Now, granted, the thriller aspect of it and how they handle transition, how they handle process of understanding like the world around them, like just disintegrating. Knock at the Cabin is what kind of comes to mind, but I think this is more refined, honestly, because it is so creepy and elemental that you don't know what's going on until the very end. I think that's the thing that's gonna hit the nail in the coffin for certain people. Either it's gonna work or it's not. If it doesn't work for you, it's gonna be hard. It's hard for if you have a preconceived notion about what you think the movie's gonna actually be, then you're gonna be either one slighted or you're gonna be like, you know. But I think if you get to the bare bones, even down to the children, like I think that Farrah McKenzie plays one of the daughter, Rosie, and Rosie is put in a lot of different compromised situations. You're just like, what is wrong with this kid? But if you have a kid, you know kids do this. This is what kids do. It's not gonna be like they just figure it out. Especially with the lack of information, it is because there's a lack of communication. There's a communication bridge issue. There's so many great shots. They use VFX very well in this one because they use practical effects along with VFX. And then there's certain sequences that are just insane. There's a Tesla sequence, there's a plane sequence, there's a sequence with some freaking deer. There's so many great setup moments that you just don't know what's going on. But I think that if you look and approach at the movie, not thinking it's the War of the Worlds, not thinking it's Knock at the Cabin, not thinking it's A Quiet Place, but just look at the movie and just watch and experience and try to figure out what's going on. Pay attention to the motivations of who the characters are, what they're going through, what they're evolving to being, and where the progression of the story ends. Because I think that this is one of the better movies I think this year, actually. I actually really enjoyed this movie. This is either an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed this. Go and check it out. Leave the world behind. I'm curious your thoughts on it. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye.